If you watch the box scores, Barkham has scored a lot of goals for this club. He's a good hockey player. And, of course, Mark Pasano, we're familiar with him, too.
Very familiar.
From the Norwood, Norfolk area. Off the face-off, the puck goes in the Seton Catholic zone, and the Knights look to clear it out and do. Move it out to Barkham. Barkham starting to move it down the ice. He'll flip it back on the point to Matt Ryan, who's the coach's son. He dumps it in the Massena zone, and it's poke-checked into the corner by Kevin Horan. Not out of the zone, though. Ramo after it. He gets tied up by Barkham. The puck squirts free, and Horan moves it ahead, and down the ice it goes. Will it go far enough for icing? I believe it will. Nope, they wave it off. The officials, by the way, Mel Humel. I got the two old guys mixed up. Wayne Humel and Mark Larrabee. So we've got Methuselah and a young guy.
Oh, boy.
We were kidding before.
You are prime tonight.
We had a little chat with Wayne before the game. We got talking about how long he's been doing it, and he just said to me, not as long as Mel, but longer than anybody else. Puck still bouncing around the neutral zone. Nobody has really taken any command as of yet, but we're just underway here as the puck goes up into the Massena bench, and we'll have a face-off with 13:45 left in the opening period. No score. Again, in the first game, Canton beat St. Joe's on a score of 4-2.
In the pipes for the Knights tonight, number 1, Jason Leclerc. At least the Raiders get a break there. Young Mr. Leclerc is a good goaltender, but young Joel Siskevich, we saw him last year, stood the Raiders right on their head. He's been injured, Coach Ryan said, most of the years, only played a couple of games.
Off the face-off, the puck comes to Colin Lazaire. He tries to flip it ahead, and again it goes up into the bench, this time into the Knights bench, and we'll face off again.
Seton Catholic, a long tradition, formerly St. John's. In fact, they were, has St. John's, they were state champions on 3 occasions.
That's right.
Twice as Division II and once as Division I. And
I remember that game that they won the Division I championship very well. They knocked off Rome Free Academy, who hadn't been beaten in a couple of years. And what an exciting game that was, and a great win for the Knights. So a great, as you say, proud tradition of hockey at Seton Catholic. Pasano just tips the puck into the Massena zone. After it is Chris Roach in the corner. Roach centers it right across the goal mouth, but it's going to come to Adam Catanzarite, and he'll flip it ahead. Trying to make it to Levine. He can't catch up with it, but it goes back up into the Seton Catholic bench. Well, speaking of Adam Catanzarite, the Twins are celebrating this weekend as well. Mr. Ramo, Dale Ramo.
Oh, and his sister Debbie.
And his sister, yeah.
Really?
They're celebrating birthdays as well. And, I interviewed Adam in the pregame show. He didn't tell me his mom had a birthday this weekend.
Listen, a lot of famous people are born in the month of February.
Boy, I guess so. And Sanford T's mom celebrating a birthday this weekend as well. Puck now in the Seton Catholic zone, and in the corner it goes. After it is Converse. He tries to bounce it back into Adam Wood. Wood gets tied up but centers it. Nobody back at the point. It went by Sidden before he could get to it. All the way down the ice, and Matt Meacham will flip it ahead to the blue line out to center ice. Converse trying to catch up with it. He can't. It goes back in the corner. And back in the neutral zone. Here comes Adam Wood with it. Makes a nice move, but has it poke-checked away. There's a battle right in front of the penalty box. Squirts free to the Massena line, and it's in the zone. They got a partial break, but the puck gets away from the forward and goes into Meacham, and he'll flip it in the corner. That's Chris Terry, who is a rather large package. Puck in the Massena zone, goes in behind the net. That's Dragoon. He gets tied up, but Terry goes in after it. Has it taken away by Wood. He flips it along the boards. Job can't come up with it. Back to the blue line, but sliding it out to center ice is Converse. And the puck sitting just outside the Massena zone. There's a battle for it there. Barkham picks it up and starts it across. He gets tied up by Wood. The puck squirts free. Finally, it's poke-checked in the Massena zone, and Sidden goes after it. Rips it around behind the net, all the way back out to the neutral zone. Dumped right back in the zone by Matt Ryan. Meacham stops it behind his own net for Massena, leaves it for Jeremy Sidden, who starts out right side. Sidden moving ahead to center ice. Blocked there by Matt Ryan. Back into the Massena zone it goes. Picked up there by Hatch. Hatch, nice headman pass. Here come the Raiders back in the zone. That's Sidden leading the attack. He's got Ramo with him. Gets a shot off. It goes in behind the net. After DeLeo looks to center. A bouncer right in front of the net. They whack at it there, and it goes in behind as Michaud had a chance. Ramo with it. Ramo dumps to Michaud in the corner. Steps by a check. Now it's Ramo. Ramo backhander doesn't get through. Back to the point. Horan, he'll dump it back in the corner. Goes around behind the net into the left corner. Racing after it is Michaud. Michaud circles. He'll drop for Ramo. Ramo trying to cycle, goes back to the point with it, but it's intercepted on the way through by Chris Roach, and he banks it out to center ice. Picked up there by Nick Toth, his head man, intercepted by Matt Ryan. Ryan flips it ahead into the Massena zone. It goes. Here comes forward. Roach getting a pass in front of the net, and it did not get through. Puck goes in the corner off a leg. Back to the point. Here's a drive from the point, deflected, and Meacham had to be quick to make the save. Now Horan flips it to himself in the corner, trying to move it ahead. And finally, it's out to the neutral zone. Picked up there by Kevin Brannon. Right back into the Massena zone it goes. And it's going to be Horan again, gathering it in, circles behind the net. Here's Horan, lugging it out of the zone, flips it ahead to the Seton line. Intercepted there by Brannon again. Brannon's headman pass to Barkham. Brandon Barkham, nice move. Poke checked away. Puck right in front of the net, cleared ahead. Raiders back the other way. Adam Catanzarite on the right wing side makes a nice move. Takes it across the blue line. Centering pass to Levine, gets it back. Goes to Levine. Side of that backhand in behind the net. Good opportunity for the Raiders, and a good two-way passing play by Levine and Catanzarite. Back out to center ice. Seton dumps it right back in the zone. Goes in behind the net. Stopped behind the net by Jason Leclerc. He'll flip it. Catanzarite steps in front of it. He spars in the corner now. Whitcup, who's out there, comes up with it. Loses it. It's banked out to center ice, but Horan is there to flip it right back across. Raiders have to get onside, and the Knights control. It goes to Matt Ryan. Ryan's headman pass just across the Massena blue line. Shot, and the save made by Matt Meacham from long range in the corner. After it, there's Mike Dragoon. Sidden takes him out of the play. The puck squirts free in the corner for Colin Lazare, and Lazare, no traffic. He'll start out of the zone. Lazare's headman to Catanzarite. He pokes it in the zone nicely. Racing in after it is Job. He can't come up with it. It's Casey. Casey and Job go after it in the corner. There's a battle coming in to help out as well as Dragoon. Now Wood tries to help. He tries to come out of the zone, but is flipped down the ice by the Knights, and that's going to be icing against Seton Catholic with 9:23 left in the first period. No score on the Tiffany's Restaurant scoreboard.
Action picked up in the last couple of minutes. Sustained rushes on each side for the Knights. Brandon Barkham, a nice rush up through the middle, and for the Raiders, Adam Catanzarite down that right side. That line of Barkham, Terry, and Dragoon really big, and the biggest of the bigs, number 16, Jason Terry's about 6'4" and about 215.
Here's a shot right off the face-off, and a good save by Leclerc as Job got the shot. Now he picks up the puck and dumps it behind the net. Good face-off win for Adam Wood, and Job got the quick snapshot off. But Matt Passano has the puck out to center ice. And the Knights break it back the other way. Here comes Matt Ryan, just dumping it deep in the Massena zone. After it is Passano, he'll dump it in behind the net for his line mate Reardon. Reardon centering past Job, intercepts. Job takes it right in front of the Massena net, starts it out. Headman meant for Toth, a little bit too far, intercepted there by Sean Casey, right back to the Massena line. Toth trying to clear the zone, he doesn't. Puck squirted by the glove along in front of the net, into the corner it goes. After it is Converse. Converse takes it behind the net. He gets checked. The puck squirts free to Job. Job's headman goes back to the point. Kept in at the point by Ryan. He gets a shot off. It's blocked. Here comes the Raiders' Wood. Wood takes it in 1-on-2. Wood gets upended. Following up is Converse, but there's going to be a penalty on the play as the Knights touch it, and the Raiders will have the first power play of the game.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's going to be called for hooking. Just prior to that, Jerry, great defensive move. Little thing that probably goes unnoticed by a lot, but Kevin Horn in the defensive end, the puck is bouncing right in front of his crease area with the green shirt in the proximity. He didn't want to take a chance of putting the stick on it in case it hopped over, so he went bent down, put his glove on it, and knocked it to the corner. A smart heads-up move by number 19, Kevin Horn.
Raiders on the power play. It's going to be, let's see here, Ryan Ramo taking the face-off. Out there as well, Foster for one, and Job will be up front as well. Nick Toth at 1 point along with Kevin Horan. Toth flips it around the boards for Horan as the puck dumped down the ice, but stepping in front is Barkham, and he dumps it in the corner again. Dragoon after it, but Toth has got it, flips it around the check. Here's Toth with it, moving it ahead. He gets tied up, and the puck dumped into the corner. Very aggressive penalty kill for this Seton Catholic team. They must have some good scouting, Coach.
Well, with the way the Raiders' power play is going, you don't need to be aggressive. You can be passive or aggressive and have success. It's just driving Coach Lathman's staff crazy. 7 for 70, 10%, which is anemic to say the least. And they're having trouble right now just clearing their own zone.
Puck went all the way down the ice, and Jason Leclerc decided to cover it up. So the faceoff will move inside Seton Catholic territory. Robbie Whitcup out there now along with Converse and Michaud. Sidden will be at 1 point, and Adam Wood will be out there as well. So we got 4 forwards and a defenseman for Massena. Pasano takes the face-off, wins the draw, and it trickles out to center ice. Seton after it there. Picks up a forechecker, goes to Robbie Whitcup. Whitcup turns it, trying to move it ahead, has it knocked away, back inside Massena territory. About 43 seconds left of the man advantage. Puck ripped around the boards, will go to Whitcup. He just flips it ahead, has it knocked away by Pasano. Pasano right across the goal mouth, but he couldn't get the shot off. Flipped it in the corner for Roach, fires it right on. Now Michaud will pick up the puck. Michaud steps by a check. Michaud's headman Converse, back to Michaud, knocked away, and the Knights pick it up again, dump it to an open wing, and Wood will have to come back and pick it up. Adam Wood with it, takes it ahead, moves it on the wing, throws it away to Pasano. Pasano just drops it back to the blue line, and they dump it deep again, and that'll just about, I think the puck though went in the penalty box, but that'll just about take care of the man advantage. The Raiders only had the puck in the Seton zone once and didn't even get a shot on.
And one of the guys instrumental in doing an excellent job killing for the Knights, number 7, Mark Pasano from the Norwood area, just a thorn in Massena side last year. Raiders were 0-1-1 against the Knights, tied 3-3 and got beat 3-2. And I know in that 3-3 tie game, Pasano had 3 assists, and I think up in Plattsburgh, the 3-2 win, he had a couple of goals. So just a fine hockey player.
Aaron Bogosian out there because Robbie Whitcup was on the power play. So Bogosian out there with Levine and Catanzari as the penalty is running out. Raiders try to move it ahead to center ice. It goes to Levine. Levine takes it by the check and flips it in the corner. Catanzari racing in after with Brannon. Bogosian in there digging too. Gets it to Catanzari, trying to center Bogosian. Bogosian flips it right in front. Levine turns it around and fired it wide. Nice pass by Aaron Bogosian. Now the puck goes in behind the net. Picked up there on the defense. Actually, Dragoon back checking, has it knocked away. Comes to Levine again. Levine in the corner, gets tied up. Looks to shovel the puck underneath. He kicks it free and is flipped by Catanzari back to Levine. Levine battling his way in the corner, sparring with Dixon, the defenseman. Finally, the puck squirts free, and the Knights will move it out. 6:18 left in the first period. No score in the hockey game as it's dumped down the ice and right in on Meacham, and he's going to cover up. Barkham was upended, not a real bad trip, but it may have been called, but they didn't.
Aaron Bogosian hasn't seen a lot of ice time. We talked about him a lot at the beginning of the year. Just an 8th grader, not very big, 5'2", 5'3", about 120 pounds. But he's out there whenever time the coach puts him out there. He gives that 110 effort, and he was bouncing like a rubber ball, throwing checks out there. But and he's, the Raiders haven't won a lot. He's had one of the game-winning goals this year.
Off the face-off, puck in the corner. We've got Brendan Cannon, Adam Douglas, and Sam Adams out there. And here's the puck. Comes back to the point, dumped in the corner. That's Cannon flipping it in behind the net. Raiders intercept and move it out. And it goes off the stick of Ramo back to the Massena line. Seton turns it around, flips it ahead, intercepted by Matt Ryan. Ryan turns it and dumps it back inside Massena territory. Puck in behind the net. Meacham will flip it around the boards for Michaud. Michaud dumps it in back behind the net again. It'll come to the point, kept in. Ryan shot, blocked by Ramo, and that's going to go all the way back the other way. And Ryan's going to skate to the bench. I think he's okay, but that hurt a little bit.
You bet it did.
Puck inside Seton zone. Here's a chance for Wood. Fakes the shot, takes it in the corner, looks to center. Back to the point it goes. Here's a shot by Hatch, goes wide. Puck side of the net, they bang at it, but LeClaire grabs it before it gets back to Wood's stick, and we'll have a face-off. Good heads-up play by the young defenseman, Brian Hatch.
5:18 left in this first period. A couple of goose eggs up on the board. Equal play. A lot of play between the blue lines in the first 4 or 5 minutes, but it's opening up somewhat right now. The Knights have a tendency in this first period, Jerry, to pack it back in. I think the Raiders can exploit that by using the points if they can get hustled down there and gain possession of that puck down low.
Off the face-off, puck in the slot. Job with a backhand pass, and nice kick save. Kicked over the glass by LeClaire, and he saw that there was a Massena forward cutting into the right side. He didn't let it get to him.
Good job by Matt Job as he picked up the puck at the top of the circle, went across from left to right and threw a backhander, and cruising in there, Adam Wood just tried to redirect it by Jason LeClaire.
And Wood will take the face-off again. Pasano coming out to take the draw now for the Knights.
Jerry, you must be a history buff. I noticed that little inflection when you mentioned Sam Adams. Am I correct?
Samuel Adams, yes.
Okay.
He was a Patriot.
All right.
And a Brewer.
Okay.
Or is it Brewer and Patriot? Off the face-off, puck back to the point, dumped into the corner. As the Raiders try to get something going here, they're not this time as Brannon flips it around the boards. Job gets a piece of it, but not enough, and it's dumped out to the neutral zone. Puck in the Massena zone. After it there is Chris Roach. He and Lazaire go together, and Lazaire wins the battle, moves it to the blue line. Here's a shot from the point. That's wide, and we'll go around to Job, and he'll just tick it out to center ice. Adam Wood circles back, flips it back out to the neutral zone, goes back all the way in the Seton zone, and Leclerc comes out to play it into the corner. Around the boards it goes. Wood after it there. He'll flip it around behind the net. Defenseman Brannon is there to flip it in the corner. Wood has his stick lifted, goes to Toth. He gets a shot on, kicked into the corner by Leclerc, the goalie. Puck cleared around the boards by Dixon to the point, and the shot by the defenseman, Toth, I think that was, goes high in the air, was deflected, goes to Wood behind the net, skates in front, shot, save, rebound, where is it? Still in front, they bang at it, and it's underneath Leclerc, and he holds on for the face-off.
Adam Wood sifting out from behind the net to the right of Jason Leclerc with big number 21, Matt Job, occupying a lot of space out in front and almost jammed that by the Seton Catholic goaltender.
Very good shift for that line.
Excellent shift. Now, I tell you, we talked about Pasno before, and one of the toughest raiders on his skates and the toughest raider, from start to finish, Chris Converse, we don't see him flat too often, but Pasno just put him on his backside.
Whitcup off the faceoff, goes back to the neutral zone. It bounced right by Jeremy Seton. Seton comes back in his own zone, off the glass, out to the neutral zone. Barkham tries to clear it back, and the puck just battled. They're right at the blue line. The Knights apparently cleared the zone, and the puck bounces high on the glass and up over the glass. And we'll have another face-off with 3:58 left in the first period and no score on the Tiffany's Restaurant scoreboard.
Raiders will be playing the first game tomorrow at 1:30, taking on the Marauders of St. Joe's, who were somewhat upset. I guess you could call them mild upset. They were ranked 5th in the state, but the Canton Golden Bears will take on Seton in the second game.
Off the face-off, puck squirts free. Here's a shot into the corner. It goes off a couple of bodies after Dragoon. He can't control. Raiders move it ahead down the ice. Seton. It's going to trickle all the way down. Is it far enough for icing? It is indeed. It goes across the red line. We have a whistle, and the face-off will move back in Massena territory. I do want to take a moment to thank Coach Latham and the Massena Athletic Department for agreeing to play the first game tomorrow.
Yes, well, Coach Latham is very accommodating, and I think it, when you look at the aspect, the sense of Buffalo or the St. Joe's Club having traveled 5.5 hours by bus, gives them an early start to get out of here. The Seton Catholic, it's got to go 90 miles, and Canton 36, so usually the host team plays that second game.
I appreciate it, because I have to be up at Clarkson tomorrow night. Little TV broadcast. We'll talk more about that in a little while. As the Raiders look to clear, DeLille, headman pass intercepted, back across but off sides, as Sean Casey stepped in front of that pass and had the Massena goal in his eyes, but he had a couple of guys in the zone, and he didn't wait for them to get out.
Heads up move by Casey, weak side defenseman. He read that pass coming cross ice, stepped up and intercepted it, and if he waited one more second,
he would have had a clear break to the net. Off the draw, it's Nick Toth with it. He lugs it out of the zone to the red line, dumps it inside, racing after it. Ramo, he tries to come up with it. Casey and Ramo spar in the corner. Casey flips it around the boards. Toth pinches in, keeps it in the zone, flipped into the corner again. Ramo trying to get it behind the net, but Casey flips it around the boards. Toth pinching in again. He'll flip it to Ramo. Ramo to DeLille, his shot. The save made by goaltender Leclerc, and the Knights will dump the puck down the ice with 3:05 and counting, or 3:03 now in the period, and it'll go all the way back in the Seton zone after the icing.
Unofficially, these shots are unofficial. The Raiders out shooting the Knights 7-3 here in this first period. But again, no score, 3:03 left on the clock, and it kind of it slowed down quite a bit in this last 2 or 3 minutes. A lot of face-offs, a lot of whistles. Both clubs just kind of leery at this stage to open it up.
3:03 left in the period. Wood will take the face-off against Pasino. In the Seton zone, off the draw, it goes into the corner. Puck cleared around the boards by the Seton defense, but not out of the zone. Kept in nicely by Job. Job to Converse. His shot, backhander, just missed. Puck in the corner. Back toward the blue line. Kept in at the point by Horan momentarily. Now trickles out of the zone. Job comes back, dumps it right back. Raiders have to get onside as the puck is stopped in behind the net by goaltender Leclerc. Puck now, it goes out to center ice. Pasino. Pasino's got a partial break. Takes it in right side. Shot saved by Meacham. And he had to come back for the puck. If he hadn't, he would have had a clear breakaway. Here comes Joe back the other way. Trying to barge his way. Does! By the defenseman. Joe short side. Just missed the pipe. Puck goes back to the blue line. Converse is there to flip it behind the net. Meant for Wood. Goes into the corner. Wood skates in after it. fakes the shot, flips it to the blue line, can't control it. It bounces to Job. Job barges his way through again. Here's Job barging his way through behind the net. Centering pass, hit the side of the net. Back to the blue line. Toth keeping it in. Flips in the corner, it's intercepted. Dumped out to the neutral zone. And Job back to put it up. I'll tell you what, Matt Job, as he lost the puck off the end of his stick, he's been hustling today. Now Pasano intercepts a pass. His shot blocked in front. Raiders clear it to the blue line. Not out of the zone. Now the Raiders will follow up as Toth picks it up. Nick Toth trying to lug it ahead. Knocked away. The bouncer at the red line. Back in the zone it goes to Brandon Barkham. Barkham's got a man in front. Dragoon. Barkham circles. Gets a shot off, but it's blocked. Goes in behind the net. Bouncing puck squirts in front of the net. Cleared into the corner again by the Raiders. Raiders try to kick it ahead of the blue line. Not out of the zone. Puck knocked down in front, though, by Toth. And he flips it, trying to headman. He's got Whitcup. Whitcup has it poke checked away. And it's Casey making another good defensive play for the Knights. Casey flipping it ahead, trying to go to his wing, Dragoon. Dragoon flips ahead for Barkham. Barkham circles out of the zone to Dragoon to the Massena line. Intercepted there by Colin Lazaire. Goes to Levine, by him, into the zone. Whitcup after it, gets tied up, following up. Catanzarite takes it in front, and the puck trickles in, and Leclerc will grab it. It rolled off the end of Catanzarite's stick, and Leclerc covers up for the faceoff. We're into the final minute of the first period, 58 seconds left, and we have no score on the Tiffany's Restaurant scoreboard.
Sooner I said that both clubs playing it tight to the best, and it really opened up. Matt Meacham making a great save on Pasno, who just shifted gears and really turned it on. Meacham coming out to make a great save. Leclerc at the other end on Job. And then down in the corner, Raiders dodged a bullet. Barkham down in that corner walked right around the young Raider defenseman who played the puck instead of playing the man. Barkham walked right out in front and fired it high and wide. But good scoring opportunity by both clubs.
Whitcup will take the face-off against Pasano. Off the draw, the puck goes in the corner to Dixon for the Knights. He'll flip it around behind the net. Around the boards it goes Ryan. Ahead to center ice. Long headman pass by everybody. Horan will pick it up and bang it off the boards. Out to the neutral zone, right back in the Massena zone. Takes a funny bounce. Racing in after it is Reardon. Reardon in the corner gets tied up by Seton. Catanzarite trying to come back to help out. Now Seton battles for it. Reardon is in there. He gets it free to Pasano. Reardon's got it. His shot scores a goal. And the Knights go ahead with 30 seconds left in the period. 1-0 as Reardon gets the goal from Pasano. And it's a 1-0 Knight lead.
Jamie Reardon from just the dot to the on the left side through a little bit of traffic using a Raider defenseman as a screen. The Raiders turn it over down low. Pasno gain possession, shovel it over to Jamie Reardon, and he used a wrist shot. Again, he used a Raider defenseman as a screen and beat goaltender Meacham on the short side between the right arm and the post, and Seton Catholic takes a 1-0 lead. That's coming at the 14:30 mark.
That's a tough one to give up last minute of the first period. 1-0, Seton leads Massena in this first period. Puck stolen in front, back to the point, turning it around Horan. He'll flip it into the corner, in behind the net. Here is Michaud. Michaud dumps it behind, 10 seconds remaining in the period. Knights trying to clear. DeLille doing some forechecking. Finally comes to Brandon Barkham. Barkham moves it ahead and out to center ice. And it'll trickle with 3 seconds left to Horan. He'll drop it to Seton. And the buzzer sounds as the first period ends. And the Raiders can't won the game and the third period. So we'll figure it all out, I guess, as we go along. But now we're underway here in the second period. Raiders trail by a goal here. And the puck dumped deep in the Massena zone by Sam Adams. Puck in behind the net. Digging after it in the corner, Adam Douglas flips it behind. Raiders trying to control it. Ramo has it knocked away. Comes back into Horan. He'll skate it behind the net. Steps by the check. Starts it out. Lost it off the end of his stick, but manages to move it ahead. And Massena moves it out. Ramo, his headman, intercepted. Back comes Ryan. Ryan barges his way through. Gets a sharp angle shot. Missed the net. Puck all the way back to the point. Dumped into the corner. Horan after it. He'll flip it around on the other side to DeLille. DeLille gets tied up along the boards. The Knights putting a little pressure on. Here's Barkham in behind the net. Ramo ties him up. Barkham tries to escape the check. Kicks it in behind. Raiders move it ahead. And finally, it's going to be Michaud. Doesn't clear the zone, however. Threw it away. And back inside, it's dumped in the corner by Mike Dragoon. In behind the net, Barkham centering pass, but it's Ramo in front. He'll steer it into the corner, then dump it to the blue line, out to center ice. DeLille, he's racing for it. We got a 2-on-1. DeLille skates right in front, backhand, can't get the shot off, and is upended. He had Michaud with him, but I don't think he realized it. And Now it's back the other way for the Knights as they dump it into the Massena zone.
I think
What's that?
Jason Terry poke-checked him at the last second, Jerry. That's why he didn't get the shot off.
Puck around the boards. It's going to come to the Massena defenseman, Lazaire, who moves it ahead to Michaud. Aaron Michaud trying to move it along the blue line. And here comes Robbie Whitcup. Headman pass. He's got his man breaking, Levine. Levine takes it in wide. The Knights are back, though. In behind the net, Levine flips it in the corner. It's going to be picked up by Pazino. Mark Pazino on the headman. And the shot dumped deep in Massena territory by Jason Terry, looking to get off the ice now. Raiders move it out to center ice. Chris Levine with it down the left wing side. Winds up his shot from the blue line. Fired it wide. Puck all the way around the boards to the blue line and trickles out to center ice. Picking it up. Whitcup, he'll dump it in as the Raiders clear the zone. Chris Levine in after it. He kind of overskated it, but the puck squirts free. Here's Foster with it. Andrew Foster lost it off the end of his stick, goes back to the blue line. Seton, he'll dump it right back in the corner. Chris Levine after it, gathers it in, has it poke checked away, and the puck is picked up by Chris Roach. He'll move it ahead. Here comes Reardon, dumps it in the corner. Horan checked, but Whitcup picks up the loose puck. We have a whistle, and we're going to have a high sticking call on Kevin Horan.
Yeah, and they missed the retaliation by number 18, James Reardon, as he got high sticked. He turned around and swung his stick. He could have equally been called for a high stick, but referee Wayne Umel missed that one. I got my Jasons mixed up, Jerry. I was calling Jason Terry poke check. That was goaltender Jason Leclerc who made that nice poke check. Has young Mr. DeLille, Ryan DeLille, swooped across that crease area, going to backhand. He got Leclerc down, looked like out of the play, but that stick whipped out there and poked the puck off of DeLille's stick.
Good play by the goaltender.
Excellent
now
play.
Let's see what the Seton Catholic power play looks like here. It's going to be Brandon Barkham taking the face-off against Aaron Michaud. This has been another bugaboo for the Raiders as they've had trouble killing penalties this year as well. Comes to Seton, looks for it, back to the point, not out of the zone. Kept in there at the point. Here's the shot, and it does not get through. Seton blocks it and dumps it down the ice. Shot taken by Chris Roach. Didn't get a lot on it. Seton was able to block it.
Opposition scoring 16 power play goals on a 72 opportunities for a 22.2 success rate. Not
Too much. Here comes Lazaire intercepting a pass, goes to Michaud. Michaud trying to flip it ahead. It's knocked away by Ryan. Back to the Massena line, and in the zone it goes. In behind the net, Seton chasing after it. He can't get to it. It's going to be Dragoon moving it back along the blue lines to Terry to the point. Here's a drive through traffic. Goes wide into the corner. That shot taken by Brannon. Now the puck goes in behind the net again. Lazaire whips it around the boards. Ryan keeps it in. The puck goes to the 45. Lazaire after it, but Michaud gets to it. He gets tied up, looking just to make waste some time here. Now Lazaire moves it along the boards. There's a big battle. It finally squirts free into the circle. Back to the point it goes, and they move it around the horn. Here's the drive, fired wide, and that's going to go all the way back into the corner. Back to the point it goes. Here's another shot. Save made Meacham. Puck goes wide to the right side. Terry with it. Into Barkham. Barkham gets tied up. Lazaire with it. He rips it around the board. Stepping in front is Ryan. And finally it pokes out to center ice as Ryan couldn't keep it in. Penalties elapse. The Raiders dodge a bullet and kill that one off. Don't clear the zone, though, as the puck dumped into the corner. Colin Lazaire after it. He'll flip it around the boards. And into the corner it goes. Kept in at the point. Now Seton throws the check as Reardon tries to move it by. Puck in behind, in front, but back to the blue line, in the zone, still, as it's dumped in the corner. Pazino had a chance, but overskated. Puck tied up, comes to the Raiders. They look to move it ahead, bouncing it to the blue line and down the ice. That'll be icing on Massena, but the Raiders a little ragged there at the end of that penalty kill.
Well, Jerry, if your only luck is bad luck, twice they had an opportunity to clear that zone, and they would have, but it hit the same official twice on the far side, and set up that scenario that last 30-40 seconds that Seton put the pressure on. Massena, after that penalty, could have cleared that zone, but it hit the official along the far side, not once, but twice.
Pazino will take the face-off against Adam Wood now in the Massena zone after the icing call.
All the clubs Massena's faced lately, they all use that umbrella power play. The word gets around.
Off the face-off, puck trickles out to center ice off Dixon's skate. Racing for it, Catanzarite can't come up with it, but it's kept in by Whitcup. Whitcup flips it in the corner, knocked away, but Levine is there to gather it in. Chris Levine in the corner trying to skate by in behind the net, has it taken away by Pasano, and the puck comes back to Levine somehow. And Adam Catanzarite squirts it free. Catanzarite in behind, centering pass, goes all the way back to the point and out to center ice. As Hatch had pinched in, and now he dumps it. Catanzarite back in the zone it goes. It's going to come to Brannon. He'll dump it down the ice, and that's got to go for icing, I would guess. It does. The whistle blows, and the faceoff will move back inside Seton territory. 9:42 left in period number 2, and on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, it's 1-0 Seton.
And that goal coming late in the first period at the 14:30 mark, and it was James Reardon from Mark Pasano, the only goal of this contest.
Wood will take the faceoff against Brandon Barkham in the Massena zone. Left-sided goaltender Leclerc off the draw, back to the point. Ike Bogosian centers it, and it's deflected up over the net by Wood. Puck in the corner, Adam Wood after, trying to flip it to Joe, back to Wood. Wood circles, looking for Joe, but it goes by him. Now comes to Converse. Converse in the corner, he and Ryan go together. There's a battle. Wood comes in to help out, it's upended, and the puck squirts free. Controlled by Barkham. He loses it front of the net, but the defenseman covering up, moving it out to center ice. Here's Horan turning it around, flips it ahead for Job. Matt Job ahead to Wood. Wood didn't see it. And the puck intercepted by Ryan, back out to the neutral zone and all the way back in the Massena zone. Into the corner, it comes to Horan. Horan circles, flips it around the boards. It's intercepted there by the Knights. In the corner, racing after it is Dragoon. Dragoon back to the point. Here's Casey. He's got all kinds of time. The save made by goaltender Meacham. Now it's Wood. Back to the point, kept in at the point. Ryan shot through traffic, deflected in behind the net. Picked up there by Chris Terry. Terry, centering pass, knocked down. Comes to Wood. Wood hit the back of the net with it. They move it to the blue line. It's going to trickle out to center ice. And all the way back to the Seton line as the Raiders make a change. Picked up there by Casey. Casey's headman goes into the Massena zone. Horan intercepts, trying to flip it out of the zone, doesn't get it out. Barkham picks up the loose puck, winds it up. It's blocked by Bogosian. Puck along the boards. DeLille can't clear the zone. Back in the corner. Bogosian flips it on the backhand to DeLille. Goes by him into the Seton zone. DeLille racing in after it. Can he get to it? He does, but it's knocked away. Puck comes around to Michaud. Michaud flips it in behind the net for DeLille. Here's Ryan with it. Knocked away. Puck in the corner. After it is Ramo. He gets tied up by Ryan. The puck squirts free. Michaud trying to come up with it too. Pokes back to the blue line out to center ice. Here come the Knights. Pasano, nice headman pass on the wing. Here's a chance in front. Pasano, and he couldn't get a shot at it as he was pretty well tied up by the Massena defenseman coming back. And he ends up in Meacham. Meacham ends up in the net, and the net's knocked off.
Mark Pasano, again, we talked about fifth gear. He shifted into seventh gear. He has a great acceleration. You think he's going top speed, and when he sees that opening, he goes hard to the net without the puck, and he did an excellent job that time. Colin Lazare got a piece of him and just impeded him on the way to the net and kind of just drove him into the net. But young Mark Pasano, that line of Barkham, Terry, and Dragoon, that last shift out there, Jerry, they were just had the Raiders hemmed in their own end, cycling down low, and they're big, strong, and they just had their way with the Raider defenseman that time.
Off the faceoff, puck poke check deep in the Massena zone, in behind the net. After it is Colin Lazare. He flips it around the boards for the Raiders. Coming up with it is Catanzarite. Bangs it ahead to the blue line, poked out to center ice. DeLille with it. DeLille looking up ice for Michaud. Michaud takes it across. Back to DeLille, intercepted Pasano. Back checking that time. Moves it to the blue line. Kept in at the point by Ramo. Ramo lost it off the end of his stick. Still inside the zone. DeLille, can he come up with it? He does. DeLille trying to knock it by the defenseman. Racing after it. DeLille in the corner to Michaud. Knocked away to the blue line. Lazare with it. He'll flip it in the corner. In behind the net. DeLille after it. He throws a check. The puck squirts to Pasano. He flips it along the boards to the winger, and they move it out to the blue line. And does it get out of the zone? It does. Knocked right back in there by Lazare, but the Raiders would have been offsides. Now it's cleared. Nick Toth with it. Headman pass goes by everybody. Intercepted. Right back to the Massena line. Comes right back to Toth. Picks up the bouncing puck. Flips it ahead to Whitcup. Whitcup trying to barge his way through. Flips the puck inside the Seton zone. Back after it is Chris Roach. Roach in the corner. Along the boards, not out of the zone. Kept in by Toth. He dumps it in the corner. Goes to Whitcup. Robbie with it. Trying to get it by in behind the net. Whitcup after it. Steals the puck again. Here's Whitcup in the corner. Centering pass intercepted by the defenseman. That's Kyle Brannon, and he'll move it down ice. Kevin Brannon, excuse me. Nice headman pass in the zone, and trying to barge his way through his Dragoon. He didn't quite make it. Now the Raiders move it ahead. to the Seton zone. Picked up there by Matt Ryan. He circles back, flips it off the boards, and all the way down the ice. That'll be icing against Seton Catholic. 6:05 left in period number 2, and the Knights continue to hold on to a 1-0 lead here on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
Coach Gary Ryan just rolls over 4 defensemen, and number 10, Kevin Brannon, just a little move that you only see in the NHL, and he got away with it. He held the Massena Raiders' stick and wouldn't let go. Official looking right at him, didn't call it. Usually you only see that in the NHL, but we saw it here in the NAC.
And it'll be Wood out to take face-off against Brandon Barkham. Face-off left side, inside, Seton territory. Off the draw, puck goes into the corner. Ryan after it there. He's taken into the boards by Job. Now Wood trying to battle for it. It goes free on the other side. Converse after it. Converse flips it to Job. Job takes it in behind the net, lost it, gets it back again. Job skates in front. Backhand shot in front. Wood battles at it. Job gets a piece of it, does not get through, and the Knights break it out of the zone. Here comes Barkham down the right wing side. He's got Dragoon with him. Barkham shot. Save Meacham. Puck bounces high. And I'll tell you what, we had a man with a stick, and he almost got a stick on it. But the whistle blows, and
got a slashing call coming up here.
Didn't see it.
It's going to be against
Converse?
Converse, I do believe.
Did not see the penalty.
I didn't either, but Chris Converse, that guilty look and standing close to the penalty box. I'll tell you, the Knights have done an excellent job, especially in this period, denying the Raiders any area. You know, they're just closing down that slot area, Jerry. Massena's not getting that second opportunity through there. But a guy who's really, and you talked about him earlier, Matt Job's having one of his finer games of the year. Last shift out there, he put a couple Knight players right on the backside with some good aggressive forecheck, using that big 6'1", 195-pound frame of his.
All right, Raiders try to kill. Pasano will take the faceoff in the Massena zone. Michaud wins the draw, tries to clear it, gets it back to the blue line, not out. Kept in at the point by the Knights. Ryan with it. Capazano gets it back again. He'll go on the other side. Dixon winds. Shot, glove saved by Matt Meacham. Saw that at the last second, got that quick glove up and grabbed it.
Like to see that. Seton Catholic, they use the points, but they're not afraid to shoot it. That's what you want to see. Back to the point and go to the net without the puck and get the shot on the net. It'll hit something, and you got a guy there for a rebound. They're not too cute with it. They just get it back and shoot it.
Here's a shot right on save, cleared in behind the net by Kevin Horan. Horan moving it around, has it taken away by Pasano. Pasano back to the point with it. They move it around the horn. Dixon again fakes the shot. This time goes to Pasano, 45. Pasano winds up, shoots it. Glove saved by Meacham again.
Ooh, Captain Matt Meacham, what a left hand. Mark Pasano from that left side, below the dot, real sharp angle, cranked one up, and Matt Meacham shows you the great hand-eye coordination. Just reached down with that left hand and picked it right out of the air.
Now the Raiders make penalty killing changes as Ramo coming out with Job. And we've got Seton and Horan out there. Pasano stays out there with Reardon and Roach out front. Ryan at one point, and this other guy, Dixon, at the other point. Ryan with a puck, flipping it in the corner, gets it right back from Pasano. Goes to Roach. They move it around the horn. Back to the point. Here's Dixon with it. Dixon, Roach, back to Dixon, and he lost it off the end of his stick and out to the neutral zone, and the Knights will have to regroup. Here's Ryan with it, back to Dixon. Dixon dumps it in the Massena zone. Around the boards it goes all the way to Ramo. He just pokes it, but not out of the zone. Ramo looking to tie it up, squirts free in the corner. Now Seton wants to tie it along the boards, and it's underneath him. We'll have a face-off with 29 seconds left in the man advantage. 4:37 left in the period. The second period, the Raiders trail by a singleton, 1-0.
Coach Latham mentioning before the game they've spent a lot of time working on what he refers to as the diamond to counteract this umbrella power play, and a good job that time by the Raiders as they cut off the passing lanes, keeping those sticks.
Off the face-off, back to the point. Ryan, he moves it around on the other side to Brandon, who's out there. Back to Ryan, winds it up. Big save, and the puck cleared down the ice by Ramo. That was a big save by Meacham.
Outstanding save by Meacham through traffic. The Knights won possession on that left side, worked it across to the guy on the down on the half boards on the right side. He cranked it up through traffic. I don't know how Matt Meacham saw it, but he got the right leg out there. Big time save.
I almost had that one chalked up, Coach.
I did too. I was saying 2-0, non-power play goal, but there's 17 seconds left in the Seton Catholic power play.
Whitka taking the face-off. In the puck, it goes into the corner. Picked up by the Knights. Brandon moves it around, gets it back again. Starts it ahead. Here comes Ryan. Ryan just dumps it deep in the Massena zone. It rides the boards all the way around to the blue line and out to center ice. As the Raiders catch a break and the penalty elapses, and the Raiders have killed 2 off here in this hockey game. Puck around the boards, Levine in after it, back to Lazare at the point. Did he keep it in? No. Here comes Brannon, getting by the check. Now Barkham with it. Barkham steps in front. He's got a shot. Needs the save made by Meacham. And Barkham, I think, was surprised to have it, and he didn't get... Well, he got a lot on it, but he shot it right at Matt Meacham.
Oh, Brandon Barkham, nice move as he walked around a Raider checker just outside the blue line, cut down. It was basically a 2-on-1 situation. He cut into the middle, allowed his other forward to go to the net and took the defenseman with him, basically left him and Matt Meacham, and Meach made him make the first move. Barkham took the shot, Meacham, big save.
Face off inside Massena territory. Right back out there is Pasano. And I'll tell you, the Seton going pretty much 2 lines with the occasional third line. Puck in the corner, controlled by the Knights. Pasano moves it right in front, save the puck. And the net was knocked off anyway as the puck went into the corner. We'll have another face-off in the Massena zone.
Mark Pasano again.
Boy, he's a shifty forward, isn't he?
Oh, boy. We saw him when he played at Norwood, and last year we said at the top of the broadcast how he gave the Raiders fits. He's a fine hockey player, and again, he's deceptive with his speed. He's got 6 or 7 speed. You think you've got him tabbed at top speed, and he can shift it.
Face off right side. Pasano wins it back to the point. The puck knocked away. Raiders break out. Here's the headman to Levine, busting in. Levine, he's got Foster with him. Flips it to Foster in front, but it gets to the goalie first, and Leclerc kicks it in the corner. But there's going to be a penalty on the Knights for interference. And I'll tell you, Leclerc ends up in the net, Foster on top of him. But it's going to be a Seton Catholic penalty, and the Raiders will go on the power play. As picking up the penalty is Reardon. One
of those good penalties. Actually, it was a 2-on-1 situation. Foster and Levine broke away on a 2-on-1, and Reardon coming back as a back checker as Chris Levine took the defenseman to the right side, threw it out in front. Andrew Foster would have been all alone, but he was impeded, knocked down by James Reardon. A good penalty.
So the Raiders back on the power play. They did not have any success with their first power play. Whitcup will take the face-off against Pasano. And let's see here. We're waiting. Now they drop the puck. And Pasano flips it in behind the net. Wood after it there. Lost it side of the net, but it comes, and we have a whistle.
Oh.
What do we got?
Got a penalty against, there's going to be a hooking call against Massena.
Yep.
It's Adam Wood. This one, I really will defend Adam on this one. It was a borderline call. I mean, we did this down in Rochester twice. We had a power play, and within 15 seconds turned it over to an even man situation by committing a penalty. That one, that was a borderline call, but he did pull down the Seton player behind the net.
That was just 7 seconds after the penalty.
Well, it was, I think, down in Rochester, we had 1-5 and 1-20, but
yeah. Off the face-off, puck across the blue line. Raiders try to barge their way through. Here's a chance in front. Michaud, shot, score! Aaron Michaud through the 5-hole, and the Raiders tie it up 4-on-4.
Great assist that time going to Nick Toth as the face-off just outside the blue line. Raiders tipped ahead, and I don't know what happened. The Knight defense had just vanished. The Raiders knocked it behind, and both Michaud and Toth went for the puck, and Nick Toth realizing that probably Aaron Michaud might be a little better offensively up front. He just kind of tipped it up to him, and Michaud walked right in and beat Leclerc, as you said, through the 5-hole, and the Raiders have tied it.
Aaron Michaud gets the goal. Nick Toth the assist. And the Raiders tie it up here. Horan with it. Pasano takes it away. They flip it to the blue line, back out, back in again. Delay offsides. The Knights will clear. And it will be Kevin Horan picking it up, looking for his winger. Converse to Michaud, who knocks it down. And the puck crosses in the blue line, but offsides will be the call. Michaud knocked it out of the air, about to waist-high stick, but what it did was cause the offside. And we'll move it back out. Still 4-on-4. Plus the goaltenders. 2:58 left in the second period. We're tied at 1.
Aaron Michaud is 7th of the year and team leading 19th point of the year from Nick Toth at the 11:43 mark. We have a tie hockey game.
Whitcup will take the face-off again against Pasano. Off the draw. Whitcup comes after it there and flips it into the corner. Ryan, the big defenseman for Seton, going in after it. Picks up a forechecker, skates by him, and Ryan moves it ahead. Long headman pass goes by everybody. Seton will step in front of that, dump it right back to the Seton line. And it's right back to the Massena line. Seton again, trying to move it ahead, down the ice. That'll be icing on the Raiders. Oh no, they wave it off. And the puck goes in behind, and it's picked up by Ryan again. Raiders and the Knights are tied at a goal apiece here on the Corky scoreboard. Puck in the neutral zone. After it is Jeremy Seton. He'll take it across, takes it inside. Here's Seton in behind the net, skates in front, short side shot, save made, and Leclerc must have it underneath him because the whistle blows.
Jeremy,
where is it?
I'm not sure where it is. Evidently Leclerc's got it in his glove because I don't see it anyplace else, but what a move by Jeremy Seton. Showing his offensive prowess out there down that right side and just below in fact, he went below the goal line and tried to swing out in front and jam it in that short side, but Leclerc, having nothing to do with, stayed on the post, and for a long time there wasn't any whistle. We didn't know where the puck was, neither did the official. Underneath, Jason Leclerc.
Job will take the face-off now. Off the draw, he wins it to Toth. Quick shot, didn't get through. I think he hit his own man with it that time, and back come the Knights to center ice. Puck trickling to the Massena line, picked up there by Colin Lazaire. Lazaire just flips it ahead on the backhand, intercepted. Racing in after it is Ryan DeLille. DeLille steals the puck, takes it by Ryan, flips it in the corner. But after it there is Brannon. Brannon behind his own net. He's taken out of the play by Wood. The penalties have elapsed, by the way. We're back to even Steven. As the puck trickles to the Massena line, Toth flips it ahead. And into the zone comes Job. He's 1-on-4 right now. Takes it in the corner, flips it behind the net. Nobody there as the Raiders making changes. And the puck goes around the boards to, actually it came to Pazino. He gets knocked off the puck. Now Ryan clears it ahead to the blue line. Nick Toth with it. Little trouble, turns it around, flips it ahead. Ramo kicks it in the zone. Pazino picks it up, back out to center ice. Comes to Toth. He goes to Lazaire. Lazaire dumps it deep again. In the corner it goes. Dumped by Ryan. Down the ice. And down the ice, it looks like it's going to die. They wave the icing off. Although it did get across the red line. Raiders clear it anyway. Comes to Levine. Nice headman to Michaud. Michaud lost it off the end of his stick, though. Stays with it. Puck trickles to the red line and to the Massena blue line and across the blue line, but it's picked up there by the Raider defense. Trying to clear it, it's knocked away, and the puck goes side of the net. Nice poke check by Meacham. Puck around the boards, controlled by the Knights. They go back to the point. Here's a quick shot, glove save. Matt Meacham on the shot from the point by Sean Casey. And this Knight team does use their points very well.
Yes, an excellent job by number 24, Mike Dragoon. He dug the puck out of the corner deep in the Raider end circle up along the boards. And as you looked up and he saw number 10 on the far side, Kevin Brannon, put it on right on the tape. Brannon got the shot off, and Matt Meacham, knowing the Raiders running around their own end, held on for the face-off. But all I could think of, deja vu, not another last-minute goal here.
It'll be Barkham taking the face-off. Raiders caught a bad break, though. Again, Horan had a chance to clear, but he hit his own guy right in the back. But now the Raiders will clear, and here comes Job. Job's got Converse with him. 2-on-2. Job takes it wide left side. Looking. Job centers it. Goes in behind the net. All the way back to the point. Seton. He dumps it right back in the corner. Here is Whitcup looking to center. Went off a leg. Comes to Converse. Converse centering pass right in front. The puck poked away, and finally Barkham moves it out to center ice. Horn is there, flips it over to Seton. Seton moves it right down the wing again into Seton Catholic zone with 10 seconds left. Picked up behind the net. Dixon with it. In behind, Converse throws a check on him. The puck is free. Now it's tied up again. It goes to the side of the net as the buzzer sounds, and that'll take care of the period. As the Raiders get the only goal in period number 2, tie it up, and we'll go into the intermission tied at a goal apiece, Massena and Seton Catholic. Our broadcast today brought to you by Sullivan's Office Supply. He had great games against Massena.
Yeah, the Knights roll over, as you say, basically 2 lines and 4 defensemen, but they just keep coming at you.
And off the faceoff, puck in the Massena zone, sitting after it in behind his own net for Massena. He rips it around the boards. Aaron Michaud flipping it up to Ramo. Ramo takes a whack at it, just bangs it past the defenseman, and DeLille's after it. DeLille poked away from him, and it's right back the other way for Ryan. Good defensive play by Ryan. He's got a hold of the stick, and that time they got him for holding the stick.
All right.
They missed the other time, but that time they got him. He had a glove right around Ramo's stick, and that's a definite penalty.
Matt Ryan looking across at his dad on the bench and kind of saying, shrugging his shoulders. No question he had the clutch on, but they said we got away with it last period when I think it was Brannon had a clutch on the Raiders stick right in front of the official. This time, Mel, there you got me.
I'm sorry, Coach. Mel, yeah. You got me saying it too. Wayne Humel.
Wayne Humel made the call.
No, not Mel Humel. So the Raiders go on the power play, but there's a whistle. And what do we got? Wayne didn't like something he saw on that face-off. And I don't know what the problem is.
See who's out there for the Raiders. So Robbie Whitcup, Chris Levine, and who's that on the far? Adam Wood up front with...
That's correct.
Michaud and Toth on the points.
And Nick's got the puck, goes to Aaron Michaud, flipping it ahead to Wood. Wood skates it ahead. Flipping to Michaud. Michaud dumps it deep in the Seton zone. Stopped in behind the net by Leclerc. He'll flip it in the corner. Michaud after it there. It squirts free. Michaud gets it to Levine. Levine to Michaud in front. He fired it right across the goal mouth. Comes to Wood in the corner. Wood skates it out by the blue line. Goes to Toth. Back to Michaud. Or Wood, rather. Wood winds up his shot. Save by Leclerc. The puck goes in the corner. Whitcup. Whitcup goes back to Wood at the 45. Back to Toth at the point. Toth winds up his shot. Right on a rebound in front. And it's fired wide by Levine. Good opportunity. Back to the point. Nick Toth with it. Skates it toward the middle. Goes across. Adam Wood winds up his drive. Fired it wide. Goes to Michaud. Michaud in the corner. Flips it in behind the net for Adam Wood in the corner. Wood skates it behind, has it knocked away, but Michaud is there. Goes back to Wood. Wood in behind the net, battling for it. He gets tied up by the defenseman, Brannon, and is finally free and dumped to the blue line, kept in by Toth. He flips it to an open wing in the corner. Wood after it. He'll dump it in behind the net for Aaron Michaud in the corner. Michaud back to the point. Toth winds up his shot, blocked, bounces into the corner. Goes to Adam Wood. Penalty down to 10 seconds. Wood flips it in front. Whitcup shot knocked away. Comes back to Michaud. Winds up. Big save. Rebound side of the net. They battle after it. It's free in the corner. Picked up by Levine. Levine in the slot. Wood shot. Oh, scores a goal. Adam Wood. The Raiders go ahead. It wasn't a power play, but I don't think the Knights had their man back yet.
Adam Wood from about 10 feet out on that right side after the Raiders. What a job on the power play. They maybe didn't score, Jerry, but what pressure they put on. And number 15, Chris Levine, I got to give him all kinds of credit. He planked himself in front of the Knight goaltender and was taking a beating in there. They just couldn't move him out, and he was screening Leclerc and blocking Leclerc. And he's the guy that picked up the puck behind the net and fed it out to Adam Wood.
So the Raiders get the second goal and take the lead here. Now the puck squirts side of the net, right across the goal mouth in the Massena zone. Converse after it. Converse has it knocked away. Barkham in the corner. Center's in front. The puck slides into the corner. As that was bouncing around in the slot area, the Raiders, a little problem right now. Barkham with it, in behind the net, taken out by Horan. The puck underneath him. Now Bogosian's in there battling for it, and the puck squirts to the side of the net. Picked up there by the Knights. Back to Ryan. His shot knocked down in front, and Joe picks up the loose puck. He'll start out. He's got Converse breaking, trying to feed it ahead. Here's Job, takes it across. Job to Converse, in front shot. He fired it high and wide and went right off Bogosian to Converse. Bogosian digging it out of the corner, has it knocked away, and the Knights will break it out to center ice. Here comes Pazino. He tries to slide through, and the puck trickles by as he was taken out of the play by Lazaire. And I think Seton was in on that too, and the puck trickles right in on Meacham, and he'll cover up and hold on for the face-off.
His fifth of the year, Adam Wood, coming at the 55, is that 155? I'm not sure. We'll get the time. Is that Sal 155? 155 mark from Chris Levine. We've got it down as a power play. We'll check the time. I think he might have been back on. We're not sure. But anyway, great job by the Raiders. They gained possession of the puck and just wouldn't give it up. And finally, Adam Wood.
Off the faceoff, puck in the corner. Pazino after it. Back to the point. Raiders intercept and out to center ice. Ramo right on the stick of DeLille. DeLille takes it in, poked away, stays with it. Now it's knocked away to the blue line. Ramo pinches in. Back to the point. Horan keeps it in. He'll flip it in behind the net for DeLille. DeLille moving it around into the corner. Ryan DeLille with it. Back to the point. Toth goes to the other point. Horan winds up. Scores a goal! Kevin Horan from the point, and the Raiders take a 3-1 lead.
Raiders getting all kinds of confidence just exuding out there. Seton Catholic right back on their heels, and Kevin Horn from the left point about 55 feet. A nice low shot. I don't think it hit anything in front unless it hit a Seton Catholic player. It seemed to change direction a little bit, Jerry, but either that or Jason LeClaire completely lost it. But Kevin Horn from the left point, a low bullet.
Yes.
Jason LeClaire.
Horan gets the goal, and the Raiders take a 3-1 lead here in the third period. DeLille gets the assist, did some great work. Off the face-off, there's a scrum right in the center circle. It squirts free, comes to the Massena line. Horan back after it. Gathers it in, takes it back in the corner, flips it ahead for Michaud. Michaud to DeLille, and the Raiders try to move it out of the zone, but we got a penalty back in the corner, and it's going to go against Kevin Horan for high sticking.
Well, Kevin Horn from the mountaintop to the sin bin, but Kevin picking up his second goal of the year, the .317 mark. Ryan DeLille and Nick Toth picking up the assist, that coming at the .317. A 55-footer from the blue line. Nice low shot through traffic that goaltender Jason LeClaire did not see. And the Raiders got, let me see, that's 2 goals in about a minute and 23 seconds.
Off the face-off, Raiders have an important penalty kill here as the puck sifts through and trickles right into the zone. Back into the corner it goes. The Knights control to the blue line. It bounces out to center ice. Bounced right over defenseman Brandon's stick. He'll have to come back. Brandon at his own blue line looking. Flips it ahead to the Massena line. Seton pinches in, out and picks it up. Dumps it down the ice. Stopped in behind the net by LeClaire. He'll leave it for Kevin Brannon. Brannon looks to move it on the wing out to center ice. Stolen away by Whitcup, right back the other way. Robbie steps by the defenseman. Robbie's shot. Nice save, and a big save for LeClaire. If it gotten a little more on that, that might have gone right through the legs. Now to the Massena line. Into the zone it goes. Nice move as they take it in, and the shot knocked down, and then Meacham comes out to play it into the corner. That was a good play by Terry as he made a good shifting move into the zone. Now the puck along the boards. Into the circle it goes. Picked up by Barkham. He'll drop it in the corner. They go back to the point with it. At the blue line. Moving it around the horn. The shot. Nice save by Meacham on the pad. The puck comes bouncing around to the 45. In the corner, there's a battle for Terry. He loses it. Puck ripped around the boards, but Ryan will keep it in at the blue line. Flips it ahead. And Whitcup over skates. Here's Barkham. Gets the... No, he can't get the shot off. Raiders try to move it ahead on the glove. And Seton, who's lost his stick, has to try to clear it in the glove. He couldn't. Seton still is, he probably broke his stick. Raiders look to clear it out to center ice, and they do. Now the puck comes back in the zone, but the Raiders control it. Ahead, now right back into the zone it comes. That's Ryan again. Winds up. No, nice pass in front. And they can't get the shot off. I think the forward was surprised by the pass as everybody else. And the Raiders move it out. Here comes Converse, flipping it ahead. Here's Catanzarite, trying to go back to Converse, knocked away. Oh, no, that's Job, excuse me. Back comes the Knights. The penalties elapsed, by the way. The puck comes into the Massena zone. Pazino trying to skate by. He can't that time. And the Raiders move it out. Job skates by one check. Looks, flips it right down the ice. That'll be icing on Massena as he was trying to hit Wood breaking in, but it was too far. And it goes all the way back down the ice on the icing. 9:18 left in the period. And on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, Raiders lead at 3-1.
2 quick goals in this third period, a minute and 25 apart, has opened up this game. The Knights can't play that close to the best game anymore, and they're throwing everyone 5-man up in that offensive zone, and that creates some scoring chances for them. It also creates some scoring chances, odd man rushes for the Raiders. But it looks like we've 9:18 left, and it's going to be exciting 9:18.
Off the face, puck in the circle, back to the blue line, Massena zone. They dump it in the corner. Where is it? Along the blue line. And Raiders move it out to center ice. Wood lost his stick, and we have a whistle. And there's going to be a penalty on Seton for slashing. I guess that's why Wood lost his stick.
And those 2 goals we mentioned coming a minute 23 apart. Adam Wood, his 5th of the year, and Kevin Horn, his 2nd of the year, have put the Raiders up 3-1 with 9:08 left in this hockey game.
And the Raiders go on the power play here as the Knights pick up a penalty. That was, let me pick him up, James Reardon picking up the slashing call. Off the face-off, Raiders control the puck. It's Toth. He'll dump it off the glass in behind the net. Stopped by the goaltender LeClaire. Puck around the boards. Wood in the corner. Looks for the point. He's got Toth. Toth winds up, fakes the shot, deflected. Ooh, just wide. And it was not really a shot, it was a pass, but it got all the way through. Now the puck in the corner. Whitcup with it. Whitcup goes to Michaud, fakes the shot. Now he winds it up, deflected in behind the net. And the puck in the corner, Wood after it. He clears it back to the blue line. Toth back to Wood. Wood flips it in behind the net for Levine. Chris Levine knocked away from him, but it's going to come to Wood. Wood trying to center. It's intercepted. Comes back out by the blue line, and can the Raiders? They can't keep it in. And here comes James Roach with it. Nice head man to Pasano. Pasano to Roach. He scores a goal. And a short-handed goal puts the Knights right back in this one.
And I could see it from up here, Jerry, developing. Pasano without the puck coming right up. Again, we talked about changing speeds, and the Raider forwards just let him go. They were all watching the player coming down the left side with the puck. And Pasano streaking right out of from his own defensive zone through the neutral zone, and no one touched him. A great return pass. Got the puck, and as the defenseman went to him, he slid it back to who got the goal. I didn't get I'm not sure the number, but
Chris Roach, I
17.
Think.
Okay, Chris Roach, but just a great play, a short-handed goal, and the Knights right back in here.
It was Roach from Pasano, and a short-handed goal. And the Raiders have not given up all that many this year. I know you, Coach, will tell us how many here in a moment.
They've given up 2. They were both the Williamsville North in that very first game.
Yeah, okay. Raiders still on the power play. What they need to do is get one back here, if they can. And the Raiders moving it out. Here comes Horan. He'll dump it ahead, knocked away by Pasano. Pasano waits and dumps it. Ouch. He hit the Massena forward. Now we're going to have a whistle. And what do we got? A charge on who?
But on Job, I'm not sure.
Yep, Matt Job picks up a penalty. And now the Raiders, that'll even things up, and the Knights will go on the power play.
That goal for Seton Catholic at the 6:39 mark. Chris Roach from Mark Pasano, but Pasano really made the play as he broke without the puck, broke up to the middle, got the pass from Roach just at the blue line, then took the defenseman with him and gave it back to Roach, who was all alone, and put it in a wide open net to bring Seton Catholic to within 1.
So 4-on-4 now. The Raiders steal the puck. Here comes Foster across the blue line, lost it. And back the other way comes Seton Catholic. Into the Massena zone it goes, off a skate. After it's Seton. Jeremy just looks to tie it up behind the net. Raiders now are on the killing a penalty situation. You've said before, that's what good hockey players do, go without the puck. Off the faceoff, Raiders move it out to center ice. Into Ryan in the Seton zone. Ryan circles. Raiders killing a penalty. Ryan flips it ahead to the Massena line. DeLille knocks it down. It goes into the corner. Meacham out of his net. He'll play it around the boards. Ryan trying to keep it at the point. He does. To Barkham. Barkham on the other side. Here's a shot high over the net. That shot taken by Terry. Puck goes in the corner. And now the puck stolen behind the net. Picked up by the Knights as they move it around Dragoon to the 45. Raiders pick it up. Dump it out to center ice. Back in again. Oh! I was going to say they missed an off.
Just ignored Pazio.
Off the face-off, puck dumped in the Massena zone. Horan after it, flips it ahead, gets it knocked back in behind the net. He'll try the other side. Around the boards it goes to Ryan at the point. Ryan for Seton, moves it to the other point. They move it around the horn. Right back out it goes to Dixon. Dixon with 19 seconds left on man advantage, flips it in the corner. After it there is Chris Roach, looks to circle in front. It's deflected back to the blue line. Dixon's shot goes in behind the net, takes a funny bounce along the boards with 7 seconds left in the man advantage. Ryan keeps it into Dixon. They move it around the horn. Dixon back again, does a good job to keep it in, flips it in the circle. Quick shot. Meacham makes the save and covers
it. Sam?
With my buddy Sam Adams. Off the face-off. Raiders try to come up with a draw in behind the net.
St. Joe's Marauders.
Off the draw. Raiders win the face-off. Comes to the Raider defenseman who moves it around the boards to the blue line, kept in by Ryan. He'll dump it in the corner again. Comes to Michaud, dropping it back to Nick Toth. He circles. He's got the defenseman on the other side. That's Colin Lazare. Moves it to the blue line out to center ice. Here comes Ramo with it. He's got Michaud. Ramo centering it. Good defensive play. Comes up with it in front. And the goaltender gets a piece of it. Moves it back, and it's dumped down the ice. And I don't know who that defenseman was, but he made a great play to break up that pass. Raiders had a 2-on-1 to the blue line, not out of the zone, inside Massena territory. There's a scrum of players. It squirts free to Barkham. Barkham takes it in behind the net and circles. Here's a shot, knocked down, a rebound goes in behind. I think Meacham got a piece of that. Michaud moves it out to center ice. Ryan blocks it, dumps it right back in Massena territory. In behind the net, Meacham flips it in the corner for Michaud, who bangs it to the blue line, not out of the zone. Kept in, knocked down. Now it'll trickle out to the center ice. Ryan dumps it, and the puck is to the blue line out to center ice. Raiders move it ahead, but can't control it back the other way. Here comes Dragoon across the blue line. He still has the puck, goes to Barkham. Barkham back to Dragoon, but it's knocked off his stick, and Foster picks it up, turns it around the other way. Here comes Foster. Andrew takes it wide right side, trying to make that move. Andrew Foster looks to center, went off a skate. Puck goes in the corner, and around the boards to the blue line, out to center ice. Here comes Dragoon, firing it deep in the Massena zone. Meacham is out there. He wins the draw. Here's a shot, fired wide, or Meacham may have gotten a piece of it. Now the puck cleared by Levine. It'll trickle to the Seton zone. Back after it is Brannon. Brannon picks it up, takes it in behind the net. Brannon flips it around the boards, comes toward the blue line, not out of the zone. Now it trickles out to center ice. Right back, it's Kevin Horan. Horan has it poke checked away. Pazino. Pazino's headman knocked away by Foster. Foster to Whitcup, too far. Comes back to Foster. He tries to flip it ahead to Levine. Levine throws a check, and finally the puck is picked up by Roach. He'll dump it in, and Meacham has to make the save. Leaves it to Seton. Seton off the glass to center ice. Wood gets a piece of it, knocked away from him, but it comes to Levine. Levine intercepted by Ryan. He'll turn it around. Here's Ryan across the blue line. Nice headman to Pazino. Poke checked away. Foster clears it, and it's going to trickle right in on net, so there's no icing as Leclerc has to make the save.
What a play by Kevin Horn as he poked that puck off the Knight forward.
And that was Pazino, too. Now the puck out to the neutral zone, dumped right back in Seton Catholic zone. Wood after it. The puck to the blue line, pokes out to center ice. Here comes Pazino right by the Massena defenseman who went for the puck. Pazino shot deflected up, and that time the other defenseman got back and poked it away off the draw. Puck goes in the corner, Massena zone. After it, Horan in behind the net, can't control. They move it in front. The bouncer, save made. Puck goes in behind, and it's cleared into the corner. And I'll tell you what, Meacham just made the save of the game right there. Job with it. He'll flip it for Horan in behind. Has it knocked away. Bounces side of the net. Meacham covers it up. Off the faceoff. Puck in the circle. Goes back in the corner to Kevin Horan. He'll rip it around to Ramo on the other side. Ramo moves it not out of the zone. Ryan winds up through traffic. Save. Rebound. Goes to the side of the net. Picked up by Ramo again. He'll move it ahead. Ryan, did he keep it in? Yes, he did. Puck comes back to the blue line and out to center ice. Back in the zone. Raiders clear it ahead. Toth. And his pass goes down the ice. They wave the icing up. Pazino will take the draw off the faceoff. Raiders win it. That was Whitcup, wasn't it? And the Raiders move it out to center ice. Here comes Massena's Ramo. Headman too far. Intercepted back to the neutral zone. It comes to Toth. He flips it ahead. Michaud dumps it deep in Seton territory. 2:20 left in the third period. Knights with a puck in their own end. Around the boards it goes. Back after it there is Roach. He'll take it behind his own net. Flipping it on the wing to the blue line. Kept in at the point by Ramo. Dumps it back in the corner. After it is Brannon. Brannon flips it on the wing. And they move it out to center ice. Here come the Knights into the Massena zone. Shot from the blue line. It changed direction. Takes a fun. And Bar 2 here. Off the draw. Raiders win the faceoff. Comes to Seton. Takes it behind the net. Looks for the boards and the glass. Clears it. Not out of the zone though. Trickles in back and bounces off a leg. Seton after. Oh, he just got railed into the boards. The bouncer comes to Wood. Wood flips it in front. Job moves it ahead to Converse rather. Here's Converse trying to barge his way through. He still got it somehow. Converse trying to go to Job and he didn't quite connect. Job in the corner leaves it for Wood. Wood circles, has it taken away. Back come the Knights the other way. 1:22 left. Here come the Knights in the zone, and it's Ryan trickling it right in. Meacham makes the save and gathers it in. The draw. Whitcup wins the draw, comes up with a puck, moves it ahead to center ice. There's a scrum right there. Where is it? The goalie has left, and off is empty as I mentioned. Ryan dumps it in the Massena zone after it is Toth. In behind the net. He gets checked out of the play. The puck bounces right in front of the net, back to the blue line. Here's a chance for Ryan. Does it get through? No, Meacham has it. And the whistle. The Massena zone off the draw. The puck in the circle. Quick shot, save, rebound. Clear to the blue line. Here's another shot, save made in the corner. Another shot, Meacham. Where is it? Wood will take the draw. Off the draw, right in front. Raiders move it ahead to the blue line. Into the corner it goes. Toth picks it up. Flips it ahead. Goes bouncing in behind the net. There's a scrum there. The puck squirts free. In behind. Where is it? Who has it? Horan's got it with 30 seconds left. Lost it off the end of his stick. Back to the point. Through traffic. Where is it? In front. They get a man free. It's knocked in the corner. Meacham's got it.
When you do that, if there's no advantage, but when he got hauled down, the puck went to the Seton player, and they took back to the point and down the throat. 22 seconds left, and it seems like, I tell you, we've had about 6 face-offs.
7 shots in the last 22 seconons for Seton.
Oh, boy. And they weren't dribblers.
They were good shots. Okay, face-off right side, Massena zone. Now the Raiders
only lost 1, and he's not taking the draw.
Off the face-off, puck in the circle. They battle for it, and it's cleared into the corner. Ryan after it, has it knocked away. Raiders moving ahead to center ice. 2-on-1. Here's Whitcup from the red line, and he fired it wide. Puck in the corner. Michaud trying to center it. 5, 4, 3. Here come the Knights into the Massena line. 1 second, the penalty. There was going to be a penalty, but the game ends, and the Raiders hold on for a 3-2 victory over Seton Catholic, and that is a huge character win for Massena.
No question, Jerry. No question at all. They, after dropping 2 last week down in Rochester and getting thumped pretty good on Friday, but coming back a courageous performance on Saturday to walk in here tonight and against a very highly touted club, a club that beat McQuaid, that hammered Massena, and come in and be behind 1-0 and then come back and surge ahead 3-1. But have the Knights make it close and threw everything but the kitchen sink in that last period, that last 2 or 3 minutes, but they just could not beat big number 31, Captain Matt Meacham.
So again, the final score, Massena defeats Seton Catholic 3-2. Stay tuned, the postgame show is next on WMSA.